Hey guys, it's me again. Today I actually have a special guest. That's Sue. So she's gonna join me, and then we're gonna talk. This is our first time, both of us. I never have a special guest, so this is gonna be fun. So I hope this is working. Do you need to get closer?
Okay.
Let's see.
Go here.
Let's try to squeeze into this.
Okay.
So it's like we are taking selfie or something. So
Sure.
Anyway, today we're gonna. Oh, I gotta introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang, and I'm an author and spirit coach, and also a psychic. So this is my good friend of mine. Her name is Sue.
Yes. Hairstylist, therapist, and awareness coach.
Awareness coach. So I teach spirit, she teach awareness. so I think it's gonna be fun. If you guys have Periscope, as I say, you can put her into your following list. I think she's gonna have her own Periscope coming up. In the future. I don't know when, but again, as I say, it's Sue from the studio. If you guys are interested, so put her on your following list. It's gonna be fun because I would like to know what she's talking about too. So today we're gonna talk about energy. What do you think?
Yes, that's a huge topic to talk about.
Yeah, so you're gonna ask me a question, or I'm gonna roughly introduce what energy is?
You roughly introduce energy,
Okay.
and then make people aware of how it works.
How it works. Okay. Energy, we talked about in the previous episode before. I say soul is light energy, right? It's more light energy. That means you have a central power point, and then you have radiation around you. So we talk about how energy is. Energy is pretty much how you feel when you are in that parameter of energy. So like sometimes if this soul have a blue light, you go in there, you might feel a bit chill. If it come with a warm light, you might feel a little bit warm. So those are the energy that in soul level we don't define as good or bad, because it would be needed in different occasion or different thing, because we got different purpose. But that's the energy that usually what people feel, right? So sometimes you will feel, oh, I like this energy, or I don't like this energy. But really what your personal preference doesn't really define the energy is good or bad. It just means it kind of work with you, or it kind of not working with you. So we give you a little bit, just quick roundup what the energy is.
Okay.
So
Well,
what
a
do you
lot of
think?
people are not aware that we emit energy all the time.
Yeah.
But the awareness is, sometimes when you walk into a room and people are upset,
Yeah.
right?
right.
But you don't see anything. They may have no expression,
Yeah.
but that room contains a negative force that you will feel. Or other places you walk in and it feels happy, right? So a lot of people are not aware that they can sense energy, feel energy, but that's a simple thing that makes you aware of a little bit of how energy works, right? On a daily basis.
Yes.
Right.
That is true. So what I also based on that, what I can add on to is our energy don't usually stay the same. It sometimes can be influenced by our mood, by what we're going through, or things like that. So that will later on tie in together with aura, like I will talk about in different episode, is how it actually doesn't stay the same. It actually shift, change according to what you are going through right now. So what Sue was saying is, if people go into the same room with you, you usually can sense it, because what happened, as I say, we have a parameter of sensor. We just don't know that parameter is actually way beyond our body. So when people walk into your space, what we were born with, which we might forget now, what we were born with is we actually can feel that. We can feel that emotion. We can feel that sensation, and that, right? That's how you know sometimes baby are super sensitive. Some people, they might going through hard day, they walk in and all of a sudden baby just start crying. That's just the way we were born with. So anyway, so that is energy. Anything?
Well, one of the ones how you taught me energy was, It was just kind of one time all of a sudden this physiotherapist guy popped into my head, and I hadn't seen him for about 3 years. And then 10 minutes later, he walks into the restaurant, and I go, am I psychic? What is it? Right? How come a random thought he popped into my head. And then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, 20 minutes later, he was in the restaurant, and I asked Joanne, I'm like, well, how can that be? Am I psychic like you?
Yeah.
And then how you explained it was kind of like, how on the airport, or airplanes, how they kind of have that radar that radiates. So you said to me, once you're aware of your radius, because of the frequency because I've experienced this guy many times when I was getting healed by him, like about 3 years prior, because I know that vibration or that channel, when he was entering my field, that's why the thought plopped into my head. Yeah. Now, another thing that I noticed too is with energy, thought is very important because sometimes as a hairstylist, my client will think about getting their hair cut or something and think about me at 7:30 in the morning, and I'll be doing something random and I'm like, oh, Yvonne needs a haircut. And when she comes in, I'm like, were you thinking about me at 7:30 in the morning the other day? And she goes, yeah, it's too early. Yeah. I couldn't call you. And I always ask Joanne, how is that possible? So how is that possible?
Yeah, okay. That thank God I have pop. I'm gonna use pop. Okay. Okay, light energy. This you could probably understand. The center is where soul center is, and then this is radiation. This radiation can change, but let's assume everybody's above this much, right? When you put up, which I hope to really dedicate one episode for power of thought. If you really know how to use your power of thought, you can actually radiate this radiation to bigger, small, or even target to specific person, like if you want. But this is how Sue was talking about. When soul is walking around like this, even though we only got a body like this, right? We have a radiation, a parameter, like how we sense things. We just don't know that we're sensing it. And then when the thought come in here this way, you go into your space, You're very familiar with the soul. You're very familiar with the vibration, radiation. When you come into your space, most likely you would right away know who it is. Unless this person you don't see all the time, you don't meet all the time, or you kind of know them but don't know them, then you may not have a language to say it. So when they are thought, now you have to imagine that this is not a human, and then radiation is their thought. So when their thought come into your space, the chances you will be able to sense it. So that's how we are sometimes. Like sometimes you will realize some friends you haven't seen for 20 years or something, that we have when we have a thought that we purposely, intentionally thinking about someone. That's when the time you are very specifically have that thought go into their space. So it's not just radiation, not the age of radiation. You actually have your thought thinking, oh, I'm thinking about Sue. I really need to have a haircut. And then that thought would direct to that person and make that person, like for me, because it happened to us so regularly.
Like before, I always thought, because I knew power of thought. So I would actually think about them and I would think that I manifested their haircut. Yeah. But then after a while, I'm like, why would I manifest their haircut when I'm washing dishes? Yeah. So then I got
people always have it.
Right? So then I actually got into a habit of awareness. Yeah. Is asking them, was it at this specific time? And they're like, how do you know? Yeah. Right? Because it created awareness that it's actually their thought coming into me. But I also think, because I've done so much work in the last while, a lot of times, people are covered by, what is it?
Conscious. Logic or
consciousness. Junk.
Yes, junk.
Stories. So they're all covered up, so they don't get the energy coming in. But when you start working on yourself, and that's what I actually do for all my clients, or I see stuff, is help them peel out the onion layer. Yeah. When you are more open and rid of your junk, when information will come at you.
Yes. When you learn to let go of your story or your consciousness or thing, you will simply call being. When you're being, you're actually more accepting to things. You are more accepting to information or, that connection with the universe, right? One thing that me and Sue actually play a lot, because she sucks at phone. Thank God she have a phone now. But she used to be so bad that she would go out roaming around and she would not bring a phone. So when there's a emergency situation that I need to contact her, I can actually think. I can literally bend my thought into her space and say, call me.
That has happened before.
It does happen regularly. So
we had a medical emergency.
We had emergency.
Well, it wasn't a medical emergency. My daughter thought it was.
Yeah. But it worked pretty well. So usually when I saying, okay, I'm gonna call your mom right now, and then her daughter think I was crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call your mom right now. What I did is I purposely put an intentional thought into her space and let her call me. Right.
How long did it take, Joanna?
5 minutes. I tell your daughter you will call me in 5 minutes. So when she actually called me back in 5 minutes, her daughter kind of freaked out. So don't try this regularly. This actually works within two people who are very aware of their energy. Right? Yes. So if I'm going to work it with someone who is not aware, I might have difficulty because as she mentioned before, the story got wrapped around or the, logic and things like that will kick your thought out right away. But because we know each other very well enough to know our energy and radiation and things like that, so we actually able to bring the thought into it. So anyway, let's just give you a rough idea what an energy really is. So energy, what it is really a soul. Center core will give you, all the wattage, the sense where the information and the radiation. Right? The reason of that is we mentioned it's like a light bulb. Once the light bulb have a soul, it can radiate out. It can never contain the light. Now, using the power of thought, you can direct where that energy is gonna go. And if you are more aware, as you must know now, a lot of things we talk about today or a lot of things we talked about before, there's a lot to do with awareness. So when you start putting awareness into your thought or a being or holding accountable to who you are and things like that, you will realize there's a lot of things you can actually do to make your life better. So anyway, should we wrap it up? I'm trying to keep it 15 minutes every day.
Okay.
So anyway, this is my new experience with my guest today, and hope that's something that you guys would like, or if it work out, hey, she might come here more often so we can have a talk about this. Various things, because if it's just between her and me, we can talk for hours, but I don't think we have that much time from you guys. So anyway, hope you guys like today's episode. Today we talk about energy and then give you some idea about what energy is. And and as I say again, if you guys like it, like me on Facebook, join us live in Periscope, or follow me, subscribe me on YouTube channel, and, or always go to my website, ruowen.com, and then hopefully we can explain more things to you guys all in the future. And don't forget to put Sue in your Periscope. That's Sue from the studio. So
haven't started yet, though.
Well. We all go.
This is a tester.
Yeah, this is a tester to see how she performs. So anyway, till then, I will see you guys tomorrow. And since today we talk about energy, why don't we just talk about the power of thought tomorrow? I think they kind of go hand in hand, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It all relates.
Okay, great. So today we talk about energy. Tomorrow we'll talk about power of thought. So till then, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And thank you for all the heart.
Thank
Love
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.